be on takedowns. Benefit for you guys is a lot of it's going to be no gi for the next couple weeks. So for all of you who bitch about, oh, I don't like the gi. Oh, it's too hot for that. Shut up. We're not wearing it for a couple weeks. Congrats. Y'all win. But first thing we're going to work on is our stance. So I'm going to have you do this while we're circled up so I can do some corrections while we're here. Alright, so find a line. I don't care where the line is. One heel goes in front of the line, the other heel goes behind it. I generally put my dominant hand forward. That is the difference in between wrestling and striking, is you lead with your dominant hand in wrestling. Alright? Now I like to go just a touch wider than shoulder width. We change levels at our hips. Our chest does not change planes here. So I come down, here, elbows in. Alright? Look around and do some corrections. Down more down. Stop me over hard. Punch a little bit. Sit our hips. You're tall, which means you're trying to compensate with your chest. For those of you who are taller, realize that this is not good position. You're here. My hips do the level changing for me. So if I bend over at my chest, think about this just from an athletic stance position. If I told you to do anything athletic as the first thing you would do, bend at your waist, I don't care what it is. Whether it's football, basketball, any of the major sports, how many of them start in a position like this? Even linemen in football are here, right? So we want to change levels at our hips, spinal alignment here. I like to be able to touch the mat. I also came from college wrestling, which is slightly different than jiu-jitsu. So being a touch lower is helpful because those guys shoot more. But when I'm here, I like to be able to test with just a touch of the fingertips right at the mat level. And you can do that without a ton of bending or level changing. That's about as low as you want. You can stand a little bit higher in jiu-jitsu just because guys are going to be doing key grips, things of that nature. But in general, that's going to be the stance you want. Now, we're going to be working in a circle motion here. And if you're like, man, this is really remedial four-year-old wrestling class, congrats. This is exactly what I'm showing you. It's literally Pee-wee wrestling day one shit. Because that's where we're going to start. We're going to build the foundation from there. All right? So, we're going to be circling this way. When I'm here and I want to circle, I step, slide. 6 inches at a time, guys. That's all you have to move. And guys, it's not the 6 inches you tell your girl. It's an actual 6 inches with a measuring stick. We all know you're fucking lying. Alright? So I'm here, I step, slide. Step, slide. Start going that way. Stay in that stance. When I'm here, the biggest thing we can't be doing is crossing up our feet. So when I'm here, if I start crossing up my feet, all sorts of bad things start happening to me. So if I'm moving to my right, I have to step my right foot first. Here. Yeah, you want to be able to still touch when I'm moving here, guys. When I'm moving a little in, a little out. Here. I can still touch, I can still slide. Alright, check it out. And you realize, guys, tomorrow your lower back's going to hurt a little bit. You're going to be like, man, why does that suck? Wrestling conditioning sucks. Sucks to suck. Alright, back to your stance. Now we're going the other way. Yeah. Oh, now, I'm going to say a bunch of basketball terms and realize I know absolutely dick about basketball. Defense on basketball, right? I watched Coach Carter, right? One hand up, one hand down. You want to be in that low stance. Same thing here, guys. Even if your game plan is not to offensively wrestle, even my terrible guard pullers, being in a good stance only helps your guard pull. Alright? Because realize, the second I know you guys are going to pull guard, and I'm starting on my feet, I'm just going to dive because you're going to fall over because you're in a shitty stance. So even if I'm here with Colby and I want to pull, being in a good stance allows me to have more efficient pulls. Allows me to be in a better position than if I'm just like, here's about how happy you guys start jiu-jitsu matches. You're like, oh yeah, by the way, I fell. But if I'm here with Colby and I'm in a good stance, if he dives at my feet, I'm able to defend myself. I'm able to move. And then I can engage in pull. So even if you're like, oh man, I don't want to be able to wrestle, still sucks to suck. You better have a good stance. Questions about that? Now everyone against that wall, form about, I don't know, there should be about 2 to 3 lines worth of people. Because now we're going to work on forward motion. Alright? So, now, when we're talking about moving forward, I do not want to switch stances. I want to be walking forward like I'm stalking, always stepping with my front foot first. So when I'm here, I step, step. Trying to keep that same distance in between my feet the entire time. So when I'm here, I'm able to move forward. I can move a little side to side, toss myself forward. Get going. You can never switch the... You can, but that's later in the little white line. You're a taller dude. You got the hips, right? Here. A little bit wider. Alright, same thing. Now we're going to work going backwards. We're here, staying back in our stance. Backwards. I still want to stay same position, but you're shuffling backwards. Question after front foot? You can, yes. Why don't you switch stances? So, you know, it's fucked up in it. No, I'm just kidding. So, think about it from this way. If I tell you to hit an arm bar on your left side, how's proficient? Not great, right? You have a dominant hand and a weak side, right? Yeah. Same thing. If I switch to my weak stance, I can wrestle from here. But, let's see, that's as of October will be 24 years of wrestling. And I'm not confident enough to switch to my left side.
Okay, always.
I'm always going to stand with that leg here, simply because of a hand and foot dominance. Think about it.
Dominant hand is prime.
Yeah, think about it from this way. If I'm here and I need to start hand fighting, which hand are you more comfortable with? This hand's going to control the head and hips and manages my distance. So if you're confident with both hands, great, but you only right with one hand, I can almost guarantee. That's the hand you want forward. Same thing. JJ, I know you're smart. You're probably right with your thumb or something, but whatever. But when I'm here, I'm moving backwards. Now, some of you guys will get to where you can switch stances. Work on staying in your dominant stance first. Now, in 4 weeks from now, when you've gotten a little bit more competency, great, we can start switching and feeling more comfortable. Until then, stay in your stance. Questions? All right, moving backwards. All right. The next 2 things we're going to work, I'm going to have you guys spread out here in just a second. But who remembers those step slides we have as part of our warm-ups, right? You step, I post my knee down. Now this first step slide we're going to work is just for high crotches and double legs, which we'll be working today. So when I'm here, my dominant foot steps forward. I shoot a nail through that foot doesn't move. I drive this knee to the mat. My back foot steps up, and I step back into my stance. So when I say shot, that's what I'm looking for. And if you're like, man, my shot's not that smooth yet, great. Take it slow, get it right first. Well, that's being power later. So just like it's part of warm-ups, we're going to shoot down, and back. Biggest thing I want you guys working on, my hands don't get to touch the mat. The mat's lava. Grab. Touch it. Just in a very simple sentence. Realize I'm in a sales job and it's the end of the month. What do you think my week's been like? Not great. Unless you want just your dick kicked into the dirt, shut the fuck up. So I'm here, right? I step here, and I want to pull legs in or keep just my hands together. The more comfortable you get, you start reaching and pulling that in as you drive up. So when I'm here, I step, my hands reach, I drive that knee, pull in, coming up. The more comfortable you can get with that, the more comfortable you'll be driving your hips through when you start shooting down and back. Let's go. All right, so next piece of this, and then we're going to put all this together in one drill. It's going to be called stance and motion. I'm here in my good stance, and you're going to hear sprawl. Now, for drilling purposes, it's going to be very important. Hands go to the mat, and I kick my feet back. Gentlemen, P for distance. Ladies, I don't know, this motion, figure it out. I don't have a good analogy for you. Guys, we're peeing for distance. So I'm here, my hands hit, my toes are back. So that they can slide, get a little mat burn when you don't have wrestling shoes on. I would say laces down when we're in wrestling shoes, but obviously none of y'all get to wear shoes and stuff. So I'm here. My hands go down, I sprawl. I'm always going to go to my dominant hip just slightly. I'm not trying to like hip out, pee on a hydrant or anything. I'm here. Hips down, hips are heavy. Now, once we're here, I post a hand to the mat, circle up, back into our stance. So, as we're doing this drill, you'll move forward, scroll, back up, going forward. Questions on this? The sprawl is the #1 defensive tool in wrestling. Offense and defense. Alright? Questions on this? So we're moving forward, keep it in a good stance. We scroll, circle up, reset. Keep going forward. Down and back. Let's go. Alright, so partner off, A, and one of you guys is guy A, one's guy B. Everyone grab a partner real quick. Stay over there. So grab a partner near you. Good. The guy party. That's not the right side. Everyone got a partner? Relatively your size. Alright. We're going to be doing this in 2 partner groups because, well, there's a lot of you and wrestling takes space. So, pick an A guy and a B guy right now. Everyone decide that? Great. Doesn't fucking matter. We're doing equal amount of drills. Guy A, you're going to come out here and we're going to do the first drill. It's called stance and motion. All we're going to be doing is you have to stay in a wrestling stance for 2 minutes. So, I'm here, I'm moving around. While you guys are moving around, you're going to hear 2 call-outs, shot and sprawl. When I say shot, shot. I don't care how slow it is, how fast it is. Get your shot in. When I say sprawl, guess what we're doing? Sprawling, right? We're all intelligent enough to have figured out why I taught all this in order. But you're moving around as much as possible. Reasonable. I don't want you guys to be like, that's some weird shit, but we're here, we're moving around, you're going to hear shots, sprawl, being mindful of your surroundings. I didn't count, but we got a lot of people on the map. Alright? While that's happening, person B, you're going to be on this wall in a wall sit. So we're going to work on our conditioning because you have to be able to stay in a seated stance like that for 2 minutes at a time. So, you'll have a stance in motion, then you'll have a wall round. Questions? Alright, guy A out here, guy B against my walls.